This is a very important death
the
battle.
god of strength. Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. Myth has many heroes, but few overcome their past to become legendary. And maybe inspire some comics and anime to boot. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills.
Wukong clears so easily, it's insane.
To find out who would win
Hercules
a death
would
battle.
get. I believe Sun Wukong has a form where he like transforms into Buddha, and the form is like Buddha, the man who wins every fight, even if he loses, or some dumb shit. I believe Wukong is.
Hello, I'm the Mythology guy, and I got Wilda with me for this video. This has been highly requested, like very highly requested. Like every video I've posted in the last 2 weeks, you're like, "Are you gonna talk about the death battle video between Hercules and Sun Wukong?" And I'm like, "Yes, I will." Okay. But Wilda wanted to watch this one with me, so I was like, "Hell yeah! I like not being alone. I'm a very lonely person."
Yeah, true.
So yeah, it's so you've never seen this series before, right? I used to watch it a long time ago. It's been a while. They've actually got a lot of interesting episodes.
The only thing I've seen similar-ish is the rap battles.
Yeah.
So, death battle. Fun.
Yeah, actually. So, it's Hercules and the Monkey King. Do you know these characters well, or just casual? Yeah. You know the Disney movie? Hello, that's all you need to know. Where's Disney's Monkey King movie? I know these characters very well. These are two of my favorite mythical creatures of all time. Characters. Heracles. They already fucked up calling him Hercules and not Heracles. How dare they? I'm very ashamed. But no, they're probably just calling him that because that's the famous name. So Heracles is my favorite Greek story of all time. Journey to the West is another one of my favorite myth stories of all time. I love the Monkey King. He's so tricky. He's got such an attitude to him. He's a very you can't tell me what to do kind of person.
I dig that.
Yeah, and Heracles is like there's no problem I can't muscle my way through. Literally, he's a smart guy. Like there was this one character who's like, I cannot die because every time I touch the ground, I am healed. So he went, okay, and he lifted the guy up in the air and strangled. He's like, yeah, no fucking ground for you.
I think that's good though that they're gonna be the ones going head to head, because like sometimes the person who's very brawny isn't very smart. So I like that Hercules is known for his wit as well.
He does have good wit. He's outsmarted Atlas. He outsmarted several other guys. He was taught by Chiron, so that explains why he's smart. Chiron's a very good teacher. Yeah, and that's good because he killed one of his previous teachers by accident. Okay, so before we get started, we should probably predict who we think will win. You ready to place a bet?
Yeah.
You want to play? Okay, so you're the casual person. Who do you think's gonna win?
Sun Wukong.
You think Sun Wukong is gonna
So here's the thing: unless Hercules evolves into Heracles ascended, then Sun Wukong's gonna slay, because like Sun Wukong has this fucking magical stick of doom. All right, like here's the thing: they're both okay.
She loves Dragon Ball, so that's one way she has an idea of what Sun Wukong.
So like. And also, from what you've told me about the journey to the West and all that, because the thing is with Hercules is, he's like man, you know. Well, I mean,
well, he eventually became a god.
No, I know, but like Disney movie. I mean, wasn't he like mortal? He's mortal for the most part, or is he like a percentage god?
Well, he's half god.
Okay,
Zeus
see,
is
he's
father.
half though.
Yeah.
Sun Wukong, on the other hand, like wasn't he always?
No, Sun Wukong was a rock, and then one day, for a reason, the rock hatched into a monkey.
But then, was it mortal?
It was a regular monkey, but like there's some people call him the stone monkey, like he could still make his skin stone hard or something. Then he eventually rose to become the Monkey King. Then he trained with a Taoist master and learned several magical abilities and gained immortality. And then he went on to gain more forms of immortality and more powers. I'll get into that.
Okay, then it's Sun Wukong, because like Hercules, I think, like again, even if he ascends or whatever, he doesn't have magical skill, a magical skill set.
That's true. He doesn't have like the magics that Sun Wukong
and
has.
Sun Wukong again has his deadly stick of doom, but also he can shapeshift as well.
Correct.
So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like Sun Wukong is just he got too much going on, you know? Like, please nerf. So I think Sun Wukong is definitely gonna win. But I hope that we see Hercules' wit in this, you know?
Yeah, would be good.
But they're both smart.
I'm with you. See, I think Hercules is a huge powerhouse, and he is smart. But I think Sun Wukong's... I don't know if he has him beat in Powerhouse, because Hercules has held up the entire sky before. Sun Wukong has lifted an entire mountain and shattered it before. So, I mean, pick your poison. But even with that, while Hercules is very smart, Sun Wukong has been smart enough to outsmart, like, gods several times. Hercules did outsmart a Titan at one point. Several times. Hercules did outsmart a Titan at one point. What?
One. Sun Wukong got more.
I think Heracles' greatest feat was killing one of the immortal giants. These were literal enemies of the gods.
Yeah.
And Heracles killed one of them.
How big is Sun Wukong? Is he like monkey sized or is he like
He's human sized.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but also Sun Wukong just has him beat in how many powers he has. Like, Sun Wukong is not only very strong, like I just said, but also he is incredibly fast. He's leapt to the edge of the universe and back very quickly. He can shapeshift, like you said. He can pull out his hairs and turn them into duplicates of himself. His staff can extend to impossible lengths and grow. It actually used to be a holy pillar.
So why are we watching this battle?
Because it's fun. And who knows, maybe they'll fuck it up and then we can yell at them. I mean, he can take the forms of demons, he can take the forms of, like, items even, and... So, here's the thing. I think they're both a little... Yeah, he once turned into a pill, and one of his enemies took it, and then he turned back into himself and destroyed him from the inside.
You know what would be interesting?
What?
What if in the battle, Sun Wukong is monkey-sized versus Heracles, and then...
interesting.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, you see Hercules' brute strength, but then Sun Wukong kind of dodging it like Goliath and, you know...
Yeah, that would be kind of cool,
That could
actually.
be cool.
Also, Sun Wukong achieved immortality 7 times. The gods tried to kill him. They couldn't kill him. Everything they tried didn't work. So if the Jade Emperor can't find a way to kill Sun Wukong,
doesn't win, we're gonna dislike this video.
The only weaknesses, I think... This is interesting, because I think both of them have this weakness. Poison. Hercules, when he was mortal, was killed by poison. That's how he died. Centaur blood. It's poisonous. And Sun Wukong wasn't killed by poison, but he was gravely hurt by poison at one point from, like, this scorpion demon. And here's the thing, though. Heracles does have poison arrows.
Oh!
So I could see potential, but I'm still gonna bet on Sun Wukong. Yeah. I'm still gonna bet on him.
You know, Heracles is gonna give up a good fight, I'm sure, but Sun Wukong.
Yeah. All right, so those are our predictions. We've delayed quite a bit. Let's get into the video.
Yes,
so the structure of these videos is first they're going to break down each character, then they'll show the fight. So that's how it's going to work.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
So excited.
What a name for a company, Rooster Teeth.
Some dumb shit.
He's
I believe Wukong is OP as
legend! He's Hercules! Stories of Hercules exist in many iterations, but we'll examine the earliest known accounts, the legend of Heracles. No Disney Zero to Hero, just the classic Greek myth. And like most ancient Greek stories, it began with Zeus. Hercules, the god.
Heracles!
Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. Myth has many heroes, but
I haven't seen
from
that
their
one.
past to become legendary. And maybe inspire some comics and anime.
Yeah!
Where's an iron boomstick? And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Sun Wukong would win.
Greek myth. And like most ancient Greek stories, it began with Zeus being a total creep. The god of thunder did his thing with a princess by disguising himself as her husband. Oh, what the hell, man? And thus a demigod was born, who was named Alcaeus. But Hera was pretty pissed Zeus had cheated on her yet again, so Alcaeus' human parents renamed him in
Yeah, I'll be real, Hercules low-key sucks.
her honor. Yep, Heracles means glory to Hera. Too bad she had already made up her mind, though, and that kid was gonna pay. The child would need some way to survive Hera's wrath, So the goddess of heroes carried out a plan that was, frankly, insane. Athena tricked Hera into nursing the baby Heracles, and her milk gave him supernatural strength
What the
unbound,
fuck?
even beyond many of the gods themselves.
Creepy ass little boy.
That he hurt her and caused her to spray milk all over the place like a boob sprinkler, which in turn created the galaxy. Yep. That's why we call it the Milky Way.
Shut the fuck
Oh God,
up.
I'm never eating one of those candy bars again. With his godlike power, Heracles became a fierce warrior trained by the finest instructors in all of Greece. Unfortunately, he wasn't without problems. While he was a natural at boxing, wrestling, fencing, and so much more, he struggled in the arts. He even had a fit and accidentally killed his music teacher. Little did Heracles know this was a sign of the tragedy to come. Many years later, as his name began to be synonymous with the term hero, he murdered his wife, Princess Megara, and their sons. Yeah, Hera
why
had
he do that?
magically driven him into a kill frenzy rage, but that didn't excuse it for Herc. His guilt was there. Desperate to atone, he sought guidance from the Oracle of Delphi and learned his path to redemption. He would submit himself to King Eurystheus and perform for him 10 grueling labors. The guy was a D-bag, but Herc did what he had to, and through his struggles built a killer arsenal. For his first labor, he was tasked with slaying a lion whose hide could not be pierced by any blade.
Yeah,
So
just
Herc
punch it.
just beat the lion to death with his bare hands
Yes, hit it.
and took the pelt as armor for himself. He defeated a flock of metal, man-eating birds with cortalas so loud no living thing could bear the noise. He battled a multi-headed hydra, cauterizing its necks after each decapitation so the heads would not grow back. A lot of sliced off heads meant a lot of blood spilled.
Should've just
and
punched her in the
hydra blood
heart.
is extra poisonous. Even gods fear it. So Herc dipped his arrow.
Like, am I crazy? For these hydras, just go for the heart, man. Why do every head? Just shoot it in the heart one time.
Arrows in the stuff for later use,
it's over.
like when he used them to take out centaurs, titans, and even the sun. Sort of. The details of the Smith differ, but
How you know it has one heart? Okay, let me Google it. It's only one. Heart of a hydra. It's only one. RuneScape told me.
But in some versions, Heracles was so fed up with the desert heat, he fired an arrow at the sun, the physical embodiment of the god Helios. I guess that's one way to cool off. Take that, global warming! To reach the sun, his arrow would have to fly 90 times faster than light.
Yeah, but that's
the
really
maximum
fast,
draw weight of
though.
a typical recurve bow is about 40 pounds, shooting
Are we
an arrow
tracking that that's
300
really
feet per
fast?
second. Shooting one faster than light would require strength incomprehensible to mortals such as us. Anyway, Herc completed his labors, but the king was a sore loser and axed 2 of them for cheating. Because Herc was a lot more clever than he expected. Heracles received 2 more tasks, one of which required he retrieve the golden apples of Hesperides, which ironically originally belonged to Hera. As part of his plan, Heracles would temporarily take on the role of the Titan
Okay,
Atlas
why he
as
keep saying Heracles and not Hercules?
bearer of the heavens.
It's starting to piss me
That
off.
sounds exhausting.
More than you think, dummy. While modern art often portrays Atlas carrying a globe, the Greeks perceived his burden as a celestial sphere. This would mean Heracles supported the weight of not just the Earth, but the whole universe.
Like, I'm holding up this entire show.
The common view of the time was that the universe was endless. Even chaos, the primordial origin of everything, was boundless. Meaning, Heracles held up the weight of conceptual infinity. Luckily, Herc's got one hell of a drive to persevere and to make amends. Like when he met King Admetus, he got to party it up and was too drunk to realize the king.
Okay, so I want you to just break this down for me here, guys. So the universe, would we agree or disagree with this next comment? The universe is infinite. How the fuck does anybody believe that we are the only life form in the infinite universe? We don't know. On that same note, why are we so hesitant to believe that we in this universe have been created by a giant man larger than the whole universe, like a scientist puts amoebas under a microscope? What if there's just a really big guy? You see what I'm saying? There isn't evidence, nor is there evidence that the universe is infinite. What I'm saying is it really that crazy? Is it really that crazy? Is it really that crazy to think that we aren't just flesh suits and that we do have a spirit? Is it really that crazy? There's also a theory where the universe is just a hallucination of your brain. It's called Boltzmann brain. I don't even want to look into that, bro. You have no proof that I didn't have sex with your mom. I checked her pussy. Hell no. All right, now
I can tell you right here.
He's the man, the myth,
Ha! I thought that was a line.
he's Hercules!
Hercules!
Stories of Hercules exist in many iterations,
Oh,
but
sure,
we'll
it's an
examine the earliest known accounts, the legend of Hercules.
Oh!
Zero to hero,
They
just a
heard
classic
me.
Greek myth. And like most ancient Greek stories, it began with Zeus being a total creep. The god of thunder did his thing with a princess by disguising himself as her husband. Oh, what the hell, man? And thus a demigod was born, who was named Alcaeus.
That's
But
correct.
Hera was pretty pissed Zeus had cheated on her yet again, so Alcaeus' human parents renamed him in her honor. Yep, Heracles means glory to Hera.
Didn't
Too
work.
bad she had already made up her mind, though. That kid was gonna pay. The child would need some way to survive Hera's wrath. So the goddess of heroes carried out a plan that was, frankly, insane. Athena tricked Hera into
Oh, they're
nursing
doing this
the baby
story.
Heracles, and her milk gave him supernatural strength unbound.
That
even
is one
beyond
version.
many of the gods themselves. So strong that he hurt her and caused her to spray milk all over the place like a boob sprinkler.
That's where we get the
which in
word
turn
Milky Way.
created the galaxy.
What?
Yep. That's why we call it the Milky Way. Oh god, I'm never eating one of those.
That's
damn
why we
words
call it
again.
that, because
With his
Hera's
godlike
boob burst.
power, Hercules became a fierce warrior trained by the finest instructors in all of Greece.
I actually should have done a video on
Wasn't
that. I
without
still can.
problems. While he was a natural at boxing, wrestling, fencing, and so much more,
Not
he
music, though.
struggled in the arts. He even had a fit and accidentally killed his music teacher.
Hey,
Little
I
did
talked about
Hercules
that
know
earlier.
This was a sign of the tragedy to come. Many years later,
I feel like
as
I've
his name
predicted
began to be
many
synonymous
things.
with the term hero, he murdered his wife, Princess Megara, and their sons. Yeah, Hera had magically driven him into a kill frenzy rage.
Yeah, you should have mentioned that first. Context is important.
Desperate to atone, he sought guidance.
Ah,
from the
don't show
Oracle of
Sea of
Delphi
Monsters.
and
Oh,
learned
fuck
his
that movie.
path to redemption. He would submit himself to King Eurystheus and perform for him 10 grueling labors. The guy was a d-bag, but Herc did
Yeah,
what he had to.
Eurystheus
And
is
through his
Hey,
struggles,
Rocky.
built a killer arsenal. For his first
Dwayne
labor,
Johnson.
he was tasked with slaying a lion whose hide could not be pierced by any blade. So
Right.
Herc just beat the
That
lion to
movie?
death with his
I've seen it.
bare
Yeah,
hands
we saw it
and
before.
took the pelt as armor
It
for
was
himself.
alright.
He defeated a flock of metal, man-eating birds with cortalas so loud no living thing could bear the noise.
True.
He battled a multi-headed hydra, cauterizing
That's
its
just
necks
man
after
those
each
cortalas.
decapitation so the heads would not grow back. A lot of sliced off heads meant a lot of blood spilled, and hydra blood is extra poisonous. Even God's spirit. So Herc
Yeah, he
did
once
his
threatened to
arrows
shoot
and stuff for
Helios
later
with
use.
one. He's like, well, bro.
Take out centaurs, titans, and even the sun. Sort of. The details of this myth differ, but in some versions, Heracles was so fed up with the desert heat, he fired an arrow at the sun.
That
the
would be
physical
you.
embodiment of the god Helios.
That would have especially been me a few days ago. Goddamn summer
Global
solstice.
warming. To reach the sun,
Take that,
the arrow
global
would be
warming.
90 times faster than light. The maximum draw weight of a typical recurve bow is about 40 pounds, shooting an arrow 300 feet per second. Shooting one faster than light would require strength incomprehensible to mortals such as us.
If only we
Anyway,
knew someone
Herc
very
completed his
strong
labors,
who
but
could
the
do
king was
that.
a sore loser and axed 2 of them for cheating. Because Herc was a lot more clever than he expected. Heracles received 2 more tasks, one of which
Total
required
of
he
12.
retrieve the golden apples of Hesperides.
This is all
which
pretty spot
ironically
on.
originally belonged to Hera. As part of his plan, Heracles would temporarily
Atlas?
take on the role of the Titan Atlas, as bearer of the heavens.
Introducing Agora's conversational AI engine. Build and integrate your AI.
Part of his plan, Heracles would temporarily take on the role of the Titan Atlas, as bearer of the heavens.
That sounds exhausting.
I don't
More
know
than
who
you
that
think.
is.
While modern art often portrays Atlas carrying a globe, the Greeks perceived his burden as a celestial sphere. This would mean Heracles supported the weight of not just the Earth, but the whole universe.
In some
Like,
versions,
I'm
yeah.
holding up this entire show.
The common view of the time was that the universe was endless. Even
Hey,
chaos,
chaos.
the primordial origin of everything, was boundless. Meaning, Heracles
Please don't
held
get
up
that
the weight
tattooed,
of
you're gonna freak me out.
conceptual infinity. Luckily, Herc's got one hell of a drive to persevere and to make amends. Like when he met King Admetus, he got to party it up and was too drunk to realize the king was in a really a bad state because his wife had just died.
Reminds me of someone.
Can't imagine who.
Don't shame
Robert felt bad, so he decided to make it up to his bro
it's a
by
bad
literally
thing.
beating
Wow,
up
you're
the
so
god of
Stephen
death
Schilling.
until he his wife, and that's true best friend material.
Hercules frequently surprised others with his wit, particularly with finding
Yes,
solutions
thank you for
hidden in
mentioning
plain
that.
sight. For example, when he wrestled Antaeus, a giant who was
I was just
invincible
talking
as
about
long as
this.
His feet were on the ground. Hercules simply picked him up and strangled him in the
They're
air.
a little red.
I should be on this show.
His story.
Yes.
Instead, he was tricked into putting on a
Could they
shirt
not
covered
ask
in
me to
that
help them with
hydra
this
blood, and
episode?
it totally screwed him up. What a BS way to go.
Yet also a testament to how a contest of power could not defeat him. Racked
Yeah,
with
that's the ultimate
unbearable
irony
pain
of
and
the
burning
story.
at a pyre,
No
Hercules
power could
called
beat
to the
Hercules when the
deities who had watched
poison
his
did it.
story unfold. And so, as his mortal form returned to ash,
Hercules, you're looking very
ascended
Native
to Mount
American right
Olympus.
Where he was welcomed as the god of strength. Even
And
Herod.
then Kratos got
His
mad.
life
I'm
was
already the
one
god.
of strife and struggle. But on that day, all the world was left in awe of the legend of Hercules.
Yeah, they did their research. Good, good, very good. Here we go, monkey.
There once was a mighty monkey warrior, born of a mystic stone from the energy of the sun and moon. Upon
I
birth,
was a
he
rock.
graciously bowed to the cardinal directions and
show is
Lasers
this?
from his eyes.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention
Folks,
that.
this one's a doozy.
He has
This
laser
monkey
vision.
soon befriended a band of other primates, and rather narcissistically named himself their handsome monkey king.
But after a few centuries of monkeying about, he got a taste of the dreaded
Arrogant.
midlife crisis.
You see, the monkey king
He was afraid he
fierce
was
and
gonna
brave,
die
yet
eventually,
he
so
feared
he
death. So
he
he
went after
ventured to new
immortality.
lands in search of
Relatable
immortality.
also.
Turns out he'd find a lot of it.
I could
Training
totally
under the
see you
Taoist
doing
master
that,
Putin,
actually.
he earned his
Being like,
first
I
method
will
of
find
And a
immortality.
new name. He would be the monkey
I can't
awakened to
wait
the
for that
void,
game.
spoken as Sun Wukong.
He also learned a bunch of magic. He could ride clouds, make thousands of clones, heal from fatal wounds like decapitation,
Yeah,
and
'cause he's
transform
immortal
into basically
7
anything.
times.
A bird, some vapor, a pitchfork, even an incredible fighting temple.
I haven't
Famous
seen
cloud
that. What
somersault,
was
he
that?
could traverse the world at incredibly high speed. At first, a single somersault could carry him 108,000 li. Li being a traditional Chinese unit equal to about 500 meters, making one somersault move 54,000 kilometers per second. Fast enough to circle the entire Earth in one leap.
And he'd only get faster from there. Monkey would do whatever it took to prove he was the best of the best.
When fighting the mighty deity Prince Nocha, his foe transformed into a more powerful visage with 3 heads and 6 arms.
But Sun was like, hey, I can do that too, and they did just that.
That is
Sun
true.
Wukong eventually returned to his
You do
studio
I
and
can do
with
better.
his power, amassed a veritable army. However, he felt no weapon in their arsenal suited him.
So he barged into the Dragon King's palace and demanded he hand over a weapon worthy of a king who could match the power of heaven. Yeah, Sun was pretty full of himself, but he
Really?
wound up taking a pillar originally designed to measure the depths
Wasn't
of the
it
ocean.
wasn't meant to
What
be a
seemed like
weapon.
a
It was
worthless
supposed to
rod
be
the
just a
Dragon King
pillar,
was
and
actually
you
the
took it and
perfect
made it
weapon
his
for
staff.
Wukong.
That's mine
Weighing
now.
nearly 8
Yeah.
tons,
It's like, I like
punching
this.
the bank
It's not a
size
weapon.
of
I
a
like
the
this!
size of a
He's
needle
fought off
or
the
long
entire
enough to
army
pierce
of
the
heaven, by the
heavens.
way.
The same heavens that got pretty mad with Sun after he crossed his name out of the Ledger of Death, making
Correct.
himself double immortal. Wait, how does that work?
And even more mad when he
Immortal
demanded
squared.
to be formally acknowledged as the great
be
sage
more
equal
immortal.
to heaven.
Okay, we got a headstrong goofball who quickly masters new powers and wants a fancy title. This is just shown in anime.
Now, the Monkey King may have lashed out, but it was because when he requested a place in heaven, a place he truly believed he deserved, the Jade Emperor's court reduced him to a stable.
Well, everyone
Beneath all
thinks
his
they
antics,
deserve.
what Sun wanted most was to prove himself.
Even with all the shenanigans, the Jade Emperor remained cautious and willing to placate Wukong.
By making him the watchdog of the Garden of Immortal Peaches. He totally ate that shit, didn't he, Wiz?
Oh yeah, Wukong got
He's supposed to
hammered,
guard him and he
most
ate
of the
them all.
peaches, ran around the Jade Palace in a fit, and found 5 gourds of immortality pills, which he promptly swallowed. All of them.
Okay, so that makes how many layers of immortality now?
I'd say a few hundred, thousand, if you count
7
each
different
individual
kinds,
pill.
but several
When he
layers.
sobered up, he knew he was in serious trouble. So naturally,
Plus, the wine he got drunk
prepared
off
for
gave him
war.
Wow,
immortality.
that escalated quickly. What are they gonna do? Kill
Can't
him?
even get drunk
No,
without
Monkey
becoming
King
immortal in
proved
this
too strong for heaven. He battled all their best fighters, warriors and even matched Erlong Shen blow for blow in an epic battle of transformations. He's that guy with the third eye.
And heaven's greatest holy warrior. Yet no matter Erlong's form, Wukong always had a counter. Until Lao Tzu threw in a convenient plot MacGuffin that captured the monkey. But even with Wukong in chains, heaven had a problem.
He just wouldn't die. Lightning, fire, even Lao-Tzu's de-immortalizing furnace just made the monkey stronger.
Now,
Correct.
Wukong is not invincible. He has been hurt by
Say
the
they don't do
scorpion
their
demon as
research on
poison,
this show. I
which could
disagree.
even harm the Buddha, an awakened divine being liberated from the cycle of life and death entirely. Now tell me, how painful is that?
Hey everyone,
How painful is that?
Pain is all in the mind, and I am absent of mind. Oh God! Oh no, I'm strong. It's bad. It's really bad. Really bad. Oh God!
That would be me.
But even after all that, Sun had one more challenger to contend with: the Buddha himself.
Yep.
Buddha approached Wukong
What?
with a contest. Leap
Buddha's
out of his
the only
hand,
one who
and he could
defeated
have the
Sun
Jade
Wukong.
Emperor's throne for himself.
Having no impulse control, the monkey agreed, and in an instant somersaulted to the very edge of heaven.
But he had already
didn't
lost.
fight him.
Because
He beat him
Buddha
at that.
achieved nirvana, he transcended the world, literally holding
Buddha basically said, if you can jump out of my hand, you win. And Sun Wukong said, oh, yeah, and jumps right out of his hand to the edge of the universe. And when he got to the edge of the universe, he thought, I'm going to write my name at the edge of the universe. And then he jumped right back and said, see, I jumped out of your hand. And Buddha said, actually, since I have achieved enlightenment and am one with everything, you never technically left my hand. And then he moved his hand and showed on his finger the exact thing Wukong had written at the edge of the
so
universe.
cool.
And I was like, wait, no, that's not fair!
I like him, but I like it that he got conned once.
Yep, he conned the con man.
all of existence. So even at the edge of the universe, Wukong technically
Yep.
never left his hand.
For his rebellion, Sun was put in timeout, sealed under a mountain for 500 years.
But even Sun Wukong would find a chance at redemption. In his case, he was tasked with escorting and protecting a monk, Tan Song Zong.
That's the journey to the
Chitaka,
west.
on a
We have all
journey
these
to the
characters in
west.
our game, by the way.
companions
Plug.
Pixie and Sandy. The trip was a tough one, and Monkey
That pig
abandoned
makeup
it
is
more than
good.
once. But through it all, he always returned to shine as the group's powerhouse, saving Tripitaka's life many, many times. Seriously, this guy could not stay out of trouble. It's like Wiz at a blind date.
Wukong has cracked apart mountains, slayed hundreds of monsters, and survived the yellow wind demon storm that could destroy the universe. As in heaven, earth, the 18 layers of hell, and more.
That's cool and all, Wiz,
Universe,
but let's
but not
answer the
the
real
real
question. Can he beat Goku?
Maybe. During his journey, Wukong performed possibly his most legendary feat, holding up Mount Sumeru, which in traditional Mahayana Buddhism is a mountain supporting the infinite cosmic sky.
And Sun
kinda
just
like what
hauled it around
Hercules
on
did.
one shoulder. Just one. Because on his other shoulder was a whole mountain.
After 14 years of travel, the journey was complete, and Wukong had finally accomplished a true
why it was
great deed.
years.
For this, he was given his long-awaited place among
It's a
the
lucky
heavens.
number.
As the victorious fighting
This is the
Buddha.
last 7
Not
months left in
counting
the
anime.
After so much time as a rebel,
It would have only
outcast,
taken 10
and
years, but they were like,
truly
let's chill for 4 years so
unstoppable
this can be lucky.
Sun Wukong at last found his home.
Oh, okay. Here comes the
where?
fun.
Alright, now tell me about the monkey.
There once was a mighty monkey warrior, born of a mystic stone from the energy of the sun and moon. Upon birth, he graciously bowed to the cardinal directions and shot lasers from his eyes. Strap in, folks, this one's a doozy. This monkey soon befriended
Okay.
a band of other primates and rather narcissistically named himself their handsome monkey king. But after a few centuries of monkeying about, he got a taste of the dreaded midlife crisis.
No.
You see, the Monkey King was fierce and brave, yet he feared death. So he ventured to new lands in search of immortality. Turns out he'd find a lot of it. Training under the Taoist master Puti, he earned his first method of immortality and a new name. He would be the Monkey Awakened to the Void, spoken as Sun Wukong. He also learned a bunch of magic. He can ride clouds, make thousands of clones, heal from fatal wounds like decapitation, and transform into basically anything. a bird,
What
some
the
paper,
fuck
a
is that
pitchfork,
B-roll?
even an incredible fighting temple.
With his famous cloud somersault, he could traverse the world at incredibly high speed. At first, a single somersault could carry him 108,000 li, li being a traditional Chinese unit equal to about 500 meters, making one somersault move 54,000 kilometers per second, fast enough to circle the entire Earth in one leap.
And he'd only get faster
the
from there.
fuck?
Monkey would do whatever it took to prove he was the best of the best.
When fighting the mighty deity Prince Nocha, his foe transformed into a more powerful visage with 3 heads and 6 arms.
But Sun was like, hey, I can do that too, and then did just that.
Sun Wukong eventually returned to his simian subjects, and with his newfound power, amassed a veritable army. However, he felt no weapon in their arsenal suited him.
So he barged into the Dragon King's palace and demanded he hand over a weapon worthy of a king who could match the power of heaven. Yeah, Sun was pretty full of himself, but he wound up taking a pillar originally designed to measure the depths of the ocean.
What seemed like a worthless rod to the Dragon King was actually the perfect weapon for Wukong. Weighing nearly 8 tons, the Rui Jingu Bang can change size at his whim. It can
So
shrink to the size of a
fucking
needle
cool.
or grow long enough to pierce the heavens.
The
Dude.
same heavens that got
I wish Goku would still use his fucking staff, man. That shit was so awesome in Dragon Ball. Like, bro, why do you have to get rid of that shit?
pretty mad with Sun after he crossed his name out of the Ledger of Death, making himself double immortal. Wait, how does that work?
And even more mad when he demanded to be formally acknowledged as the great sage equal to heaven.
Okay, we've got a headstrong goofball who quickly masters new powers and wants a fancy title. This is just shown in anime.
Now, the Monkey King may have lashed out, but it was because when he requested a place in heaven, a place he truly believed he deserved, the Jade Emperor's court reduced him to a stable boy.
Beneath all his antics,
No.
what Sun wanted most was to prove himself.
Even with all the shenanigans, the Jade Emperor remained cautious and willing to placate Wukong.
By making him the watchdog of the Garden of Immortal Peaches. He totally ate that shit, didn't he, Wiz?
Oh yeah, Wukong got hammered, ate most of the peaches, ran around the Jade Palace in a fit, and found 5 gourds of immortality pills, which he promptly swallowed. All of them.
Okay, so that makes how many layers of immortality now?
I'd say a few 100,000 if you count each individual peach and pill. When he sobered up, he knew he was in serious trouble. So, naturally, he prepared for war.
Wow, that escalated quickly. What are they gonna do? Kill him? So the Monkey King proved too strong for heaven. He battled all their best fighters and even matched Erlong Shen blow for blow in an epic battle of transformations. He's that guy with the third eye.
And heaven's greatest holy warrior.
Yeah, bro, you
Yet no
doing
matter
the
Erlong's
mackerel?
form, Wukong always had a
Holy
counter.
mackerel.
Until Lao Tzu threw in a convenient plot MacGuffin that captured the monkey. But even with Wukong in chains, heaven had a problem.
He just wouldn't die. Lightning, fire, even Lao Tzu's de-immortalizing furnace just made the monkey stronger.
Now, Wukong is not invincible. He has been hurt by the scorpion demoness's poison, which could even harm the Buddha, an awakened divine being liberated from the cycle of life and death entirely. Now tell me, how painful is that?
Pain is all in the mind, and I am absent of mind. Oh God! Oh no, I was wrong. It's bad. It's really, really, really bad. Oh God, make it stop! Ugh.
Good one.
But even after all that, Sun had one more challenger to contend with. The Buddha himself.
Buddha approached Wukong with a contest. Leap out of his hand, and he could have the Jade Emperor's throne for himself.
Having no impulse control, the monkey agreed, and in an instant somersaulted to the very edge of heaven.
But he had already lost.
Sugoi!
Because Buddha achieved nirvana, he transcended the world, literally holding all of existence. So even at the edge of the universe, Wukong technically never left his hand.
For his rebellion, Sun was put in timeout, sealed under a mountain for 500 years.
But even Sun Wukong would find a chance at redemption. In his case, he was tasked with escorting and protecting a monk, Tansong Zong, or Tripitaka, on a journey to the west.
With additional companions, Pigsy and Sandy, the trip was a tough one, and Monkey abandoned it
Wait,
more
is
than
this
once.
Pigsy,
But
Baija?
through it all, he always returned to shine as the group's powerhouse, saving Tripitaka's life many, many times.
Yeah?
Seriously,
Oh,
this guy
cool.
could not stay out of trouble.
Hey,
like
I'm learning,
Wiz at a
man.
blind date.
Wukong has
Dude, I'll
cracked
be
apart
real, man.
Mount.
I've never been like more motivated to learn about a character than Sun Wukong. I think we might do some we should do some lore days where we just learn lore about like random things and just get absurdly educated over things that nobody else cares about. That'd be fun as fuck.
Mountains, slayed hundreds of monsters, and survived the yellow wind demon storm that could destroy the universe, as in heaven, earth, the 18 layers of hell, and more.
That's cool and all, Wiz, but let's answer the real question. Can he beat Goku?
Maybe. During his journey, Wukong performed possibly his most legendary feat, holding up Mount Sumeru, which in traditional Mahayana Buddhism is a
Genshin Impact mentioned!
mountain supporting the infinite cosmic sky.
And Sun just hauled it around on one shoulder. Just one! Because on his other shoulder was a whole other mountain.
After 14 years of travel, the journey was complete, and Wukong had finally accomplished a truly great deed. For this, he was given his long-awaited place among the heavens.
As the victorious fighting Buddha. Now that's gotta be an anime.
After so much time as a rebel, an outcast, and a truly unstoppable warrior, Sun Wukong had, at last, found his home.
Yeah! Whoop his ass.
This episode is
Yeah.
sponsored by Babel.
Alright, let's cut through that, because we're just here to react to the video for you guys.
But if Babel wants to sponsor us one.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Here we go, here's the fight.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
So has your opinion changed at all?
Nope.
Why didn't you hear all that cool stuff here?
His ass.
Our tale begins atop a great mountain where the mighty Hercules sought a gift from the gods.
Did you hear all that cool stuff Hercules did? Oh, this is a little different.
Our tale begins atop a great mountain where the mighty Hercules sought a gift from the gods.
Ho there! Huh? I'm in need of that apple. Relinquish it. Ho there! Huh? I'm in need of that apple. Relinquish it.
Sorry, I'm supposed to find my master some vegetarian food.
You'll find it elsewhere.
Food?
You'll find it elsewhere.
That escalated.
But Hercules was not so easily fooled. Was not so easily fooled.
Oh, he pulled it out of his ear. That's from the bit.
The Monkey King strike ran.
He's so cool.
But he'd not so easily overwhelm the god of strength.
The Monkey King strike ran true, but he'd not
It's got
so
like Chinese
easily
ink.
Overwhelm the god of strength.
He's monkey sized, like you said. Yep. Yep. Broke the sword.
Already bitched.
I'm Hercules!
Dodge it.
I am Hercules!
Woo! Right out of the book, like this is Winnie the Pooh.
Dodge.
Oh, the poison arrows. Okay. Yeah, this is the only thing that might work.
But it's too early. So, Sun Wukong.
Oh, yep. Clones.
Yeah, the boys!
Which one do you hit?
Yes, sir. He can do that.
Die, demon!
Oh, two snakes in like Hercules.
Oh, yeah, actually. Oh, he used the noisemakers that Hephaestus made. Yeah, that would probably hurt
The
someone.
Monkey King fell into a strange forest, in awe at such a wondrous fight. But should he mistake his fear, he might lose his head. But should he mistake his fear, he might lose his head.
Jesus.
Woo! I haven't had such fun since I fought all of heaven. Change! Behold me, the immortal Monkey King!
Multiple heads. Of course.
I haven't had such
7 layers of immortality.
change.
He's giving me Goku vibes.
I mean,
Yeah.
Multiple heads. Of course.
that's what he did against the warrior.
I mean, like, personality.
Yeah.
Of course.
Hey, Zoom, watch this.
I think they did that on purpose.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, he should have shot the one arrow through the heart.
Oh yeah, actually, actually, that was a lot like Gurion. Oh,
Oh my!
like Gurion. Oh shit!
You've had your fun,
Good
beast.
God!
I've had enough!
Nah, hell no!
Yeah, he'd be able to do that.
Beast, but I've had enough!
Hell no! Do it again!
In heavens above, the gods witnessed their earthbound selves.
Was that the Sheba?
And so joined in battle. The god of strength mustered the heart of Olympus, while the great sage harnessed power equal to heaven. Thus, in heavens above, the gods witnessed their earthbound selves.
Their celestial
and so
versions.
joined in battle. The god of strength mustered the heart of Olympus, while the great sage harnessed power equal to heaven. Thus, the Monkey King emerged victorious! The Monkey King emerged victorious!
There you go. Yes.
Wow, would you look at that? I struck him so hard he was reduced to nothingness.
With a formidable foe slain, stricken against the mountain's breast, so ends our great tale of East and West.
Ooh, poetic. Get it? Because he's from Eastern myth and Hercules is from West.
Nobody's
Ends our
surprised.
great tale of East and West.
He carried Sumeru on.
I'm telling you, bro. Monkey always wins. Ba-da, ba-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
Talk about a Herculean matchup.
Hercules was among the greatest heroes in myth, but the great sage equal to heaven held many more advantages.
What we
You
said.
think Sun might not measure up to the god of strength, strength, but he totally could. Remember, he carried Sumeru on his back, the mountain holding up the infinite celestial sky, like how Hercules held up the infinite celestial sphere.
As befitting heroes of myth, they were on par in that they were both incomprehensibly strong. However, Wukong's healing abilities meant he could bounce back from Hercules' deadliest blows, whereas Hercules did not have a similar option.
But Hercules did have one way of putting the Monkey King down. His arrows dipped in hydra poison.
The hydra poison threatened
called
even
it
the
briefly.
gods of Olympus, similar to the
Time-wise.
scorpion sting. Whether or not it would be fatal is questionable, but it could have incapacitated Wukong similar to how it affected Hercules himself.
But that is one very specific win condition, and we're looking at this with every possible option in mind.
With his variety of clones, transformations, and numerous other spells, Wukong's arsenal was far more versatile.
Like, there was nothing stopping him from making thousands of clones of himself and just sitting back while they beat up Herc for him. Unsportsmanlike? Sure. In character? Absolutely.
Even then, those arrows would have to actually strike Wukong, which would be extremely difficult. Yes, in some depictions, Hercules could potentially shoot the son of Helios, his arrows flying 90 times the speed of light. However, in his contest with the Buddha, Wukong leapt to the edge of the universe in a single second. To do so, he had to be moving over 1.4 quintillion times faster than the
Let's
light.
apply math to
Way
this.
faster
That'll
than
work
Herc
out
could
great.
ever hope to be.
Hercules held might of mythic proportions, but barring a lucky shot, Sun Wukong's versatile magic, similar strength, and absolutely absurd speed overcame this foe. Fitting for heaven's equal.
When fighting Sun Wukong, Hercules missed his chance.
The winner is the Monkey King, Sun Wukong.
Great. The rest is just credits. So yeah, that I agree.
Called it.
Yep, we called it.
Did you think I was going to say Hercules or something?
I wasn't sure what you were going to say, because I know you're not super familiar with the Sun Wukong myth, but yeah, you were right.
Yeah.
You were right. And yeah, you had pretty much the same reasons I did. It's like, yeah, he's got too many powers. You can't match up to that, man. Oh, man. Yeah, and I thought the exact same thing. It pretty much went how I would have done it, for the most part. What you think of the fight?
Yeah, I liked it. Since I'm watching this for the first time, I thought the battle would have been like, I don't know, 5 more minutes longer at the very least.
Yeah.
I did feel like, oh, it's over already, but...
You and I are two people who really like action
I guess.
in movies. That's why we love Jackie Chan shit and John Wick
guess.
shit. Like,
Yeah.
when we watched Endgame, we were like, the battle could have been way longer. We're always like that. No, yeah, I've seen a lot of death battles, so I think that was... How long was that fight? Like, let's see, it started at like a little after 15 minutes and it ended at okay, it was a little under 3 minutes long.
Oh, see? That's
Yeah.
what I said!
See?
See? I thought it would be like, for example, a 5-minute briefing and then 10-minute battle.
You know, I think you're right. I think the fight could have been at least 5 minutes long. Like,
Longer.
yeah. You know, maybe showcase a little more of the arsenal. Hercules has his club too. You know, he could have pulled that up.
Yeah.
But still,
it's still fun.
Look, it's a good thing when we say we liked the action, so we wanted more of it.
Yeah.
Like that's a good problem to have. But yeah, the breakdowns were very spot on. I thought they pretty much nailed like that. Now, obviously, there's more to each character, but you can't cover all that in. I think they spent 6 minutes talking about each character. You can't cover that much. Like, Journey to the West is a 1,000-page story. It's
Which you read.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
And I liked it very much. Or is it 1,000 pages or I don't know. I don't think it was 1,000 chapters. I think it's pages. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, I think they did their research really well. I thought the fight was fun. I agree with the outcome, and it's for pretty much the exact reasons I said it. It's kind of funny how many of our like predictions ended up in there. And yeah, fun. So yeah, I hope Death Battle does more myth stuff. I think this is their first myth thing. The closest otherwise they did Thor versus Raiden, but it was like Marvel's Thor versus Mortal Kombat Raiden. It wasn't the mythical versions. So, I mean, do the mythical versions now. Do Thor versus Zeus, actually. Every fucking person and their grandma asks me who would win that fight. Yeah, do that death battle. So yeah, I think that was pretty cool, and I hope you guys are happy now, because at least 100 of you have asked me to look at this. And I'm glad you were in it with me. I enjoy watching stuff like this with you, rather than just sitting here alone and crying. Any other thoughts?
No, that was pretty good.
All right, awesome. Well, I'm the Mythology guy. This is Wilda, and we will see you guys next time. That was a Mythology-based YouTube video.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.